It's a 9-hour bone-crunching ride through the desert from Chad's capital to the town of Mambou. If the rough ride doesn't consume you, then temperatures of up to 50 degrees may. And that's part of the problem. Rising temperatures have brought drought, making it almost impossible to grow anything here. And so to feed themselves, communities are forced to use methods practiced centuries ago in the developed world. They don't have the luxury of imported food, there's virtually no infrastructure, no running water or power. AMINA Al-HAJJ is planting green beans. She and her family are among 37% of the Chadian population that are suffering malnutrition because of the harsh environment they live in. AMINA and her sisters and their children will eat just 2 plates of pounded maize a day.
We're thin, we're starving, and we're being burnt by the sun. Our food is archaic. We eat maize, but there's not enough nourishment in it. The World Food Programme brings us sugar and rice sometimes, giving us the mental and physical strength to go on, but it's still not enough.
And they are far from unusual. 80% of Chadians rely on the sort of farming that AMINA does. But climate change means little food production. Add to that the lack of development in Chad, and it's difficult for them to be self-sufficient. Desertification, the creep of the Sahara Desert blowing in from the north, is threatening the little they have planted. Villagers in Mambou are taking on the desert in their own way. Believe it or not, this is the line of defense that villagers are using to stop the desert encroaching on their village. And it's actually working, because to my right-hand side, you'll see it's much sandier. But when you cross their barrier, you'll notice that the land is green and fertile.
Now that we have begun to plant trees here, there are many benefits. For example, our animals get to eat. With trees comes the water. It's helping in fighting against desertification. We have told everyone in the village about this issue, and they have all started planting.
The people of Chad, one of the least developed countries on earth, are among those suffering the most from the effects of climate change. They're completely oblivious to the meeting of the world's most developed countries in Japan. But they're most likely to benefit if promises on climate change are made and kept. Yvonne Ndege, Al Jazeera, Mambou, Chad.